Probably you kind of have this already in your routine, or at least you do it, but maybe just not at a consistent time or hit and miss. I think a lot of us just do things hit and miss, but the more we can build those routines in and just make them a normal part of what happens, the more consistent then our plan will be. Exactly. We all want to be more consistent, and being consistent is hard. And so a weekly review is really the place to focus your attention, your energies on making that consistent, because there are all kinds of pieces and details and stuff to manage right around the house. So, you have your calendar, you have your to-do lists, and it's really easy for it all to become this mess that you have to deal with then. So your planning is this project. And the weekly review is a time set aside to make that plan really workable and useful for your life. And I think if you have a weekly review time that's consistent, that weekly review time makes your plan helpful in your day-to-day, even if you don't have time in the midst of the craziness of an average day to look at your plan and follow it down the line, checkbox by checkbox. Even if you don't have time to do that every day, spending that hour or so, an hour tops, half an hour to 1 hour, once a week, on the weekend sometime, maybe end of the day Friday, maybe very first thing Monday, but somewhere in that weekend time slot, 30 to 60 minutes puts the things that you need top of mind back to top of mind. It's the time where you grab all your inbox stuff. It refreshes your brain and it refreshes your plan. It makes it more usable, more workable. It's so helpful. So you get to gather all your stuff, all your notes, all your events, the paperwork, the mail, your email, all this stuff that's come at you all week. You pull it all together and you look at it and you put things in the right place. I don't know about you, but I don't have time every day to make sure that I do that. Like everything that's come at me in the day, that I've emptied my email inbox every day or paid every bill as soon as it arrives, or just to deal with everything as it comes at you. We don't have time for that. This is not feasible. But we have to make sure that it doesn't fall through the cracks. So your weekly review is how you make sure that happens, that something doesn't fall through the cracks. Because you pull it all together and you do what you can do right away, and you can see, okay, I need to take care of this, on Monday or whatever. And you make sure you're just seeing what's in your world and what you have to deal with. So you have this picture going into your week of your priorities, of what has to happen, and you can manage those details of life better. And then in the midst of that crazy week, when new things are coming in and coming at you, you can put them in your inbox. You can let some emails sit in your inbox. You can actually have a physical inbox, which I recommend, where you can put something, or you have a brain dump notebook or just a notes spot in your planner. You can put things there and then let go of the worry about it, because you know that you have this spot in your week where you're going to deal with it. So it refreshes your brain, because in the midst of the week and you're pulling all this stuff, or all this stuff's flying at you, you know that it's not going to fall through the cracks. You know that you can put it somewhere and you will see it again. And that's huge. It's this simple concept, but it's huge to your peace of mind. And I think that's the biggest key of the weekly review, is not the menu plan so much, or planning out day by day what each task is going to be, but to, in the midst of the average day, have a place where you can put something, whether that's a note to yourself or the mail that came in the inbox that day. You have a spot where you can put something, and you know that you have a time where you're going to see it again. So that means that your mind can let it go and relax and not try to be holding on to that and reminding you. Okay, so I do my weekly review on a Saturday morning. I usually get up at I'm supposed to get up at 5 a.m. on weekdays, and I sleep in on Sundays. And on Saturdays, I get up at 6 instead of 5. And I try to get up at least a little bit before the kids are up, just so I can sneak down to the downstairs office and get in there before any of the kids see me, because it's so much faster to do a weekly review when no one else is around and I can actually hear myself think. So I do that. I sneaked it. The kids are up before I'm done, but I've gotten down there into the office, closed the door, and they don't necessarily even know that I'm up. Have time to make a little coffee before they get up and before they notice, and sneak down and do mine Saturday morning. That doesn't always happen. Sometimes I don't get up at 6. And then sometimes my husband lets me go out to a coffee shop and I'll do it out and about. And I really like that. And then sometimes I just do a really quick, no nonsense, no fluff, no extra time to really be thoughtful about it all, just down and dirty, get it done Saturday night if I haven't done something, so I'm ready to go into Monday knowing what's on my calendar, what we're going to have for dinner, and that I've looked through, the things that have popped up on my to-do list or in notes or in the inbox. I just can look through it really quickly, and even if I don't take care of it all, which I don't usually get it all taken care of, but I have looked at it all, so I know that I've taken care of the urgent things. I do have a list of steps. So the weekly review is a key piece in both of the courses. And I have simplified organization, learning to love what must be done. The weekly review comes right in the middle. That's a 6-module course, and I think weekly review is the 4th module. So you set up your systems, your calendar, your to-do list, your planner, your inbox. You set up all these pieces. And then right in the middle it's that crux piece. So you have the systems, you've thought about your routines and all of that sort of thing, but it's the weekly review then that's where the magic happens. So that's really the pivotal center point, and then you can kind of build and strengthen after that. So that's why it's right there in the middle. And then in Work the Plan, which is Work the Plan has all the planning pieces to plan, not to make your plan, but to take the plan that you have. Like maybe you have a planner, you know what you should be doing, but you just feel like, I don't know what my problem is. I make a plan and it doesn't make any difference in my life. Like maybe I'm just lazy. Work the Plan is how to take that plan that you have and say, okay, look at it this time, do this with it, look at it here. And then that's how you make your plan actually useful in your day-to-day life. That's how your plan can make a difference in what you do. I don't know about you, but I have made a ton of plans in my life that then never actually make it into like making an actual difference in what I do in the middle of the day. Hey, we were talking about that. So in Work the Plan, it has 4 modules, and you go from yearly, interval, weekly, daily. So that weekly review is in that weekly piece.